I read that you started working on this album 2 years ago, and that the first thing that came out was Folky acoustic songs.
Yeah.
That's how did that come?
I don't know. That's just when we're sitting around with an acoustic guitar. That's just kind of what comes out naturally, you know.
Even with the Kills.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it was sort of just melancholy, kind of bluesy things, and I don't know. We just sort of figured it was important not to fight that really, and just kind of let out whatever we had, not try and write a certain type of song, but just let out what was there. And then what happened was it just started developing, and the songs became more mutated and different the more we were writing. And then at some point we stumbled across something that we felt was kind of totally right for what we were doing now.
Yeah, but why didn't you bring out or record the acoustic stuff?
I think because we hadn't done a record in a long time. We hadn't written in a long time. You know, we decided, we kind of went in with the feeling that we wanted to, it was kind of like starting the band again, you know. No pressure, no time frame, just write until you're sick of writing. We weren't sick of writing for 2 years, so we just kept writing. You know, I think that the records that we've done in the past, we didn't really want to do another record like that, and we could have easily done a record like Keep on Your Mean Side just with the first things that we wrote, you know. It's kind of our natural instinct is to just things to be really kind of lyric-based and slow if you don't have anybody, you know what I mean? We just wrote and wrote until we finally kind of hit on something that we felt we'd never done before, and I think that's when you know you've got a record.
Yeah, it was just like important to us not to make a retro record. Felt like that, you know, nowadays rock and roll is kind of really well versed in reminding us of yesterday all the time and just reproducing, you know, the same kind of band from the 60s or the 70s, and it's very sort of retrospective and very referential. It was important for us to try and make a record that was looking into tomorrow rather than yesterday. So the first few songs we came out with weren't really doing that for us. So we knew we had to keep our heads down and keep writing until we got lost in this thing and sort of got rid of all our influences and just started making something that surprised us.
Yeah. Yeah, people say, most people say everything's been done before, you know, because everyone looking backwards. That's not your opinion?
Everything's been done before. Yeah, I mean...
Because you say you really try to make something about new. It, I mean,
yeah, I mean, not new to sort of prove to everybody something. It was just for ourselves. It just felt like we wanted to make, you know, every record we do is like a snapshot of where we are at that time. And at the time we were writing Midnight Boom, it was like we wanted to push ourselves to make something forward-thinking, because we felt like we'd covered a lot of wearing our influences on our sleeves, and
we never really embraced any technology before. You know, we do believe that what was made in like the 60s and 70s still sounds the best and works the best and breaks less, and
it's like a,
you know,
it's a paradox.
It's beautiful, and
because
we wanted to try something else. Why? Because design was better and everything was better. Just like it wasn't cheap, nothing was throwaway. People held on to things forever. That's how things were made. You can hear that in the sound of old amps and old guitars and old microphones, old desks, old everything. They're still the best. They still haven't been improved upon. You know, but then there's like, we're living in a time where everything's done on a computer and everything's kind of, things sound different. And it's kind of, I don't know.
Well, you get to a point
where like, I think that lots of those musicians in the past would have embraced what was going on in their time, you know, to see what they could do with that. And we just thought we should try that because we never had before.